Today, we are making Daisies by Justin Bieber.
If you need time to take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head. Think around that you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
Daisies feels like a soft confession, a fragile love story wrapped in lo-fi texture and alternative warmth. It's about second-guessing, longing and holding on to something that's already slipping. The lyrics are delicate, you got me all in my feelings, simple but deep. It's that kind of honesty that makes the song breathe. The song is the part of Justin's 7th album Swag. Written by Justin with T-Jone, Eddie Benjamin and more, it came together as a reflection of emotional distance. The production is minimal and soulful, dusty guitars, subtle drums, and soft analog tones. I have rebuilt Daisies from scratch, live drums to match the natural groove, a warm bass line to hold the low end, and guitar tones that feels like memories, and vocal layers just enough to make it feel alive. So here's the full remake of Daisies. The song is in A flat major with 110 BPM. We're gonna kick it off with the drums. Daisies has that soft vintage drums that leads the song. And to get that, I have this drum kit from Addictive Drums too. We kinda need the room and overheads to get that vintage vibe. For the kick and snare, some tape saturation and drive. Now I'm just throwing some reverb on the drum kit. And yes, we also have this gate for the drums. We are sending this FX to the masters around 5ish. That's enough, I guess. For the drum pattern, we have the classic kick on 1 and 3 and snare hit on 2 and 4. We also have this cymbal hit at the end. For the sound, this is the kick we have, snare, tom hit, and this cymbal hit. This is the pattern for the drums in the chorus. And now let's do the bass. Recently I got my hands on this Devil bass. It has an amazing low end and warmth. You can get the results with something similar, but you know I like the tone of this guitar, that's why I used it. You can use anyone. I didn't tweak any knob by the way, just this amp cranked up by 2 dB around. And for the bass pattern, this is what I hear in the original song. And for the chorus, we have this pattern, G sharp quarter notes. I throw this R bass on it to add some extra thickness and presence. The gain around -5 dB. Now let's get that beautiful melody guitar. This song have this clean lo-fi texture. The tuning note standard, it's drop C, but we'll try to get it with this standard tuning. I'm using this Ample TC with everything cranked up. this doubler feature. Amazing, but we don't need it right now. You have to play with the velocities of the notes that you are playing if you want to get that natural sounding of the guitar. The main tone comes from this inbuilt amp. Just take a look. This is my typical setup. I'm just blending the DI with the pan mics and room mics to get that clean, yet textured tone. Here's the pattern of the melody. Drawing the pattern took me ages, but guess what? It was totally worth it. I'm not sure if it's 100% similar, but it still goes the long way. For the chorus part, we are just following those bass notes with that guitar. While writing the patterns, changing velocities of each note to make the world of a difference, like a human would play with the dynamics. We also have this harmonic note. Let's give it a listen to what we have so far. The chorus needs to be huge, so we need some more layers, probably some strumming guitars. We are using the TC again with different settings this time, playing this G sharp chord on the third position with single up and down strums with some dynamics. Layering the same chord, but this time we are playing the G sharp on the first position. Now let's hear the chorus. For the main melody guitars, some notes were peeking out, so we are just slightly compressing it. An echo boy for that analog chorus. Now I'm gonna bounce the MIDI files to the audio files and we'll start the mixing process. Drums are good, but they are not sounding confident, so we need some saturation and punch. And this NLS bus brings that analog style saturation and cohesion. And with this, my favorite omni-channel, I'm just trying to get that clarity and control. Now they're amazing. For the bass, I'm not doing much, just using a dynamic sidechain ducking. It carves out the low end around 50 Hz, so the kick punches through the mix. The guitars are still kinda missing something, right? So I went for some extras. Ended up adding this amp. Slight taste of flanger and chorus, just to make it floating in the mix. slight compression to glue everything together. For these two strum guitars, just removing unwanted frequencies so that they don't fight with other elements. I'm not a pro EQist, I'm just using presets. I also added this lick separately with some distortion and chorus to add subtle grit and texture. And here I'm just automating the volume, making some space for other instruments and all. And finally some saturation to get all the guitars gel together. And now this is how it sounds like. Incredible. The vocals are only thing left, so I'll show you the full process. This is just the raw vocals.
Throwing petals like, do you love me or not?
Just a CLA-76, that's it.
Head is spinning and need to know when to stop. It's a forever, babe.
I don't have that super expensive mics and rooms, so I need to work it out.
Hold on.
And now for my lead vocal chain. We are starting with this Waves Auto-Tune first. Just slightly fixing those notes that are going haywire. Feed the key of the song in here and we'll adjust the note transition and speed. We don't want to sound robotic, right? So we'll have to find a sweet spot. Sweet spot, another JB song. Next step would be the EQing. I don't want to sound super pro. I'm using this preset and tweaking it. That's it.
If you need time, just take your time. Honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head. Think I read that you in my bed.
Then through a LA2A, 3 to 5 dB of compression.
I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. Blowing kisses like, will you catch him or not?
Followed by a de-esser.
I'm Cupid with arrows, babe. I'm just shooting my shot. If I could get in, drop me a pin, hop in the, come over. Don't wanna be friends, just skin to skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer.
Now I'm getting slight stereo width.
The way you got me all in my head. Think I read that you in my bed.
A slap delay to widen the vocals a little bit more. People often make different sends like reverb send and delay sends. I sometimes do it, but most of the time I use them on the vocal chain itself. And finally this reverb. It has this ducking feature and EQ, which is amazing for a reverb plugin. Let's hear all of them together.
The way you got me all in my head. Think I read that you in my bed. Whenever it is, I
all
can
the plugins
take
bypassed.
it. I'm counting the days, how many days
And now
till I
active.
can see you again.
And for the doubles, first I have this artificial double, crazy name,
The way you got
because
me
it's the
all
copy
in
of the
my
lead,
head.
with 4 voices panned and pitched
Think I
randomly.
read that you in my bed. Whenever it is, I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
We also have this panned left,
The way you got me all in my head.
the right one.
Whenever it is, I can take it.
And this layer is kind of mix of all the above layers with
The way
effects
you
on,
got me all
and we'll
in
put
my
some dirt on it by
head.
distortion.
Think I read that you in my bed. Whenever it is, I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
My doubles vocal chain is kind of different from the lead I kinda like treating them separately. First we have the EQ.
Come over, don't wanna be friends, just get a skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer. The way you got me all in my head.
Then compression.
Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it.
Followed by
I'm
de-essing.
counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. If I could get in, shove me a pen, hop in a. Come
The secret
over,
sauce that I
don't
use on my
wanna be
doubles
friends,
is the
just get a
CLA
skin.
vocals.
I wanna get
Everybody
closer and
use it.
closer and closer.
And finally, I'm putting this cause EQ, a resonance suppressor, to remove that unwanted frequencies.
The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed.
Just click learn and that's it.
Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
At the end, the slight tonal controller and warmth with this Chef's 73, pure vintage analog tone.
Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
Now let's glue the instrumental part with the vocals. We put an EQ on the instrumental,
Honey, I get it, I get it, I get it.
subtle cuts in the low mids and mids helps the vocal to shine. Scoping out 200 to 500 Hz to reduce muddiness and make the room for presence.
Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days.
And lastly, again, we are using the Cubs EQ to remove those frequencies that fights with the vocals. I sidechain the vocals to the instrumental so that the instruments duck around the vocals for the smooth and warm mix.
Shove me a pin, hop in the. Come over. Don't wanna be friends, just get a skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer.
Let me quickly show you the mastering process. This is the mixed version we have.
Just take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed.
A low pass filter to mono out the bass frequencies. A gentle compression around negative 1.5 dB. This MV2 to bring the quarter details up. The final tonal control of the mix and some stereo width. And in the end, we have this limiter. And this is how it sounds like.
If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you
Just incredible,
again.
right? And here's the remake of Daisies by Justin Bieber.
Throwing petals like, do you love me or not? Head is spinning and I need to know when to stop. Is it forever, babe? Did you mean it or not? Hold on, hold on. You leave me away, babe, but I still get the message. Instead of a line, street out, but I can connect them. If you're right, babe, you know I respect it. If you need time, just take your time, honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. Blowing kisses like, will you catch him or not? I'm keeping with arrows, babe, I'm just shooting my shot. If I could get in, shove me a pin, hop in the. Come over, don't wanna be friends, just get a skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whenever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again.
So that's it for this remake. If you got something out of this video, hit the like and consider subscribing. Join our Patreon as well.
I'll see you around in the next one.